Have you ever been around someone who, without saying a single word, made you feel seen, heard, and understood? Maybe it was that friend who just sat with you in silence when you were struggling. Or perhaps it was a family member whose mere presence brought you peace during a time of chaos. There's something truly extraordinary about the way we connect with one another on a deeper level. A connection that goes beyond words and gestures. Something almost invisible, yet incredibly powerful. What if I told you that this invisible connection, this healing energy, is not just reserved for a select few, but something that each of us can tap into and cultivate? That's right, the power to heal, to bring comfort and peace to those around us, lies within all of us. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating concept of healing energy, what it is, how it works, and how you can harness it to transform your relationships, your environment, and your life. Before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content like this. And if you're enjoying the video, don't hesitate to send a little love my way by using the super thanks button. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep bringing you more amazing content. Now grab a seat, relax, and let's explore the quiet yet powerful force of healing energy. It is often said that the power of presence is one of the most understated yet profound influences a person can have on others. The ability to bring peace and calm to the people around us simply by being present is a gift that many overlook. We often think that in order to help someone or to make a difference in their lives, we need to act, speak, or intervene in some way. However, the simple act of maintaining inner peace can be enough to create an atmosphere of calm that affects those around us. This is especially true when it comes to our ability to comfort others in moments of stress or uncertainty. When you can remain grounded and steady, your energy, whether or not you're aware of it, helps soothe others. It is not about doing something extraordinary, but rather about being able to project a sense of stability, which others inevitably absorb. To illustrate this point, consider the scenario where you enter a room where people are feeling tense or anxious. If you're able to remain calm, your presence alone can have a soothing effect. People around you will pick up on your calm demeanor, and that energy will spread. This phenomenon is often described as emotional contagion, where the emotions of one person can influence the emotions of others. It's like when someone walks into a room with a sense of anxiety or anger, and suddenly the whole room begins to feel that tension. Conversely, when someone is at peace, it has the opposite effect. Without saying a word, their calm energy reassures others, making them feel more at ease. Think about the workplace for a moment. Many of us have encountered situations where tensions run high, whether it's due to tight deadlines, difficult projects, or interpersonal conflicts. In these moments, it can be incredibly easy to get caught up in the stress and let it affect our mood and behavior. However, some people have an incredible ability to remain unaffected by the chaos. They maintain a sense of tranquility, and this sense of stability acts as a grounding force for everyone around them. For example, a friend of mine works in a high-pressure job where deadlines are always looming. Whenever a colleague of hers is feeling particularly stressed, she has a remarkable way of just sitting with them and offering a listening ear. She doesn't offer solutions or try to fix the situation, but rather just listens. Her calm presence and the simple act of listening bring immediate relief to her colleague. Over time, it became clear to her that the way she could best help others was not by providing advice or offering her own perspective, but simply by creating a safe space where people could express their anxieties without judgment. The ability to maintain a sense of inner peace doesn't require any special training or talent. It's simply a matter of cultivating emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from stress and to maintain a sense of equilibrium in the face of challenges. The more emotionally resilient you are, the more likely it is that you will be able to stay calm during difficult situations and, by extension, help others find their own sense of peace. It's important to recognize that this resilience is not something that happens overnight. It's a skill that requires practice, patience, and, most importantly, self-awareness. People who can offer peace to others often do so because they have mastered the art of self-regulation. They know how to manage their own emotions, which in turn helps them manage the energy they bring into a room. Let's consider another example to make this clearer. Think about a time when you've been around someone who is particularly good at staying calm under pressure. Perhaps it's a teacher, a mentor, or a friend. In moments of distress, this person has a way of diffusing the tension just by being there. I recall a time when a close friend of mine was going through a particularly difficult breakup. She was overwhelmed with emotions, unsure of how to cope with the aftermath. During one of our conversations, I simply sat beside her, offering my presence without saying much. I didn't try to provide advice or tell her everything would be okay. I didn't need to. My calm demeanor seemed to create a space where she could process her emotions without feeling rushed or judged. After our talk, she later told me that just having me there, quietly supporting her, helped her feel a sense of peace and clarity that she hadn't had before. What is particularly fascinating about this phenomenon is that it operates on a subconscious level. Most of the time, people don't consciously realize that the calmness they feel in certain situations is a result of someone else's energy. It's not about them doing anything overt or dramatic. It's simply about their ability to exude a sense of quiet strength. This power is often underestimated, yet it is one of the most effective ways we can help others without uttering a single word. This is especially true in situations where words are insufficient or when someone simply needs a moment of silence to collect their thoughts and emotions. In a world that often feels rushed and overwhelming, the ability to offer peace to others is a rare and invaluable gift. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and think that we must constantly be doing something to make a difference. However, we should remember that the most profound influence we can have on others may not come from our actions, but rather from the calm energy we share with those around us. Just as negativity can spread like wildfire, so too can positivity. If you can stay calm and centered in the face of stress, your ability to influence others in a positive way will increase exponentially. It is important to note, however, that maintaining inner peace is not always easy. There are days when the external world can feel overwhelming and it can be difficult to stay grounded. But even on the most challenging days, if you can at least manage to remain composed on the outside, it will help those around you feel more secure and supported. And as you practice this skill, it becomes easier over time. Just like any other habit, it requires practice, mindfulness, and self-compassion. Ultimately, the idea of offering peace to others through our mere presence is a reflection of the interconnectedness we share with those around us. We are all connected by our energy, and when we can tap into that energy in a positive way, we can make a profound difference in the lives of others. This ability to heal others without even realizing it is not a special gift reserved for a select few. It is a power that exists within all of us. By becoming more aware of our own energy and learning to regulate it, we can create spaces of peace and tranquility wherever we go. In conclusion, the gift of being able to bring peace to others through your presence is something that can be cultivated with time and intention. You don't need to be an expert or a therapist to help others feel better. All it takes is the willingness to stay grounded, to listen without judgment, and to project calm in the face of adversity. The energy you bring into any situation will leave an impact, even if you don't immediately see the results. Just as stress can be contagious, so too can calmness. And by embracing this power, you can contribute to a more peaceful world, one interaction at a time. In today's fast-paced, constantly connected world, the art of listening has become a rarity. While we are bombarded with an endless stream of information and conversations, true listening, the kind that goes beyond hearing words, is becoming an increasingly rare and valuable skill. Among the many traits that define someone who has a healing energy, one of the most significant is the ability to listen deeply without judgment. This kind of listening creates a safe space where individuals feel comfortable enough to open up and share their feelings and experiences without fear of criticism or dismissal. Listening is often mistaken for simply hearing words, but there is a significant difference between the two. Hearing is a passive activity. It's what happens when sound waves hit your eardrums. Listening, on the other hand, is an active process. It involves not just hearing the words that are spoken, but also paying attention to the emotions, needs, and unspoken messages behind those words. True listening requires presence, patience, and an open heart. It means being fully engaged in the moment, setting aside distractions, and focusing solely on the person speaking. When you listen in this way, it sends a powerful message to the other person. I see you, I hear you, and I am here for you. In many ways, the act of listening is a form of healing. People often seek out others to share their problems or concerns, not necessarily for advice, but simply for validation and understanding. When someone feels that their words and emotions are being truly heard, it can have a deeply therapeutic effect. This is particularly true when the listener creates a safe, non-judgmental space. Too often, in conversations, we're eager to offer solutions, share our own stories, or give advice. While these things may come from a place of good intentions, they can sometimes inadvertently shut down the person sharing their feelings, making them feel unheard or misunderstood. True healing, through listening, comes from the ability to sit with someone in their pain or joy without rushing to fix things, to simply acknowledge their emotions and offer comfort through understanding. One of the most profound ways listening can heal is through the process of emotional validation. When we listen without judgment, we validate the other person's feelings, making them feel that their emotions are legitimate, worthy, and acceptable. This could be a game changer for someone who feels isolated or misunderstood. For instance, consider a situation where someone is going through a tough time, like dealing with the loss of a loved one. They may not need advice about how to move forward or ways to get over it. What they may need more than anything is to have their grief acknowledged. A simple statement like, "I'm so sorry for your loss," can go a long way, especially when it's accompanied by active listening, where the person isn't trying to rush the grieving process or impose their own thoughts onto the situation. I remember a time when I was going through a personal crisis, feeling overwhelmed by the challenges in my life. It wasn't a situation that needed fixing, and I didn't need advice, I just needed to be heard. A close friend of mine, noticing I was going through a tough time, simply sat with me. She didn't try to offer solutions, nor did she tell me what to do next. She just listened. The way she gave me her full attention, without interrupting or offering a running commentary, was incredibly soothing. Her presence alone made me feel safe enough to express myself fully. After that conversation, I felt a weight lifted, and I realized that what I needed wasn't answers, but understanding. In that moment, her ability to listen without judgment became a form of healing for me. It's amazing how much healing can happen simply when someone creates the space for you to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. The ability to listen without judgment is also key to developing deep empathy. Empathy is often misunderstood as sympathy, but there is a crucial difference between the two. Sympathy involves feeling sorry for someone, which can create a sense of distance or hierarchy. Empathy, on the other hand, is about truly understanding and sharing another person's feelings. When you listen empathetically, you are connecting with the other person on a deeply emotional level. You're not just hearing their words, you're feeling with them. You're putting yourself in their shoes and experiencing their emotions as if they were your own. This level of emotional attunement is what makes empathy so powerful, and it's what allows healing to take place. A simple example of empathy in action can be seen in the interactions between friends. Let's say one friend is struggling with anxiety. The friend may not need to hear a list of ways to reduce anxiety or be told to calm down. What they may need instead is someone who can listen without judgment, who can reflect their feelings back to them in a way that makes them feel seen and understood. For example, saying, "I can hear how anxious you are right now, and I want you to know I'm here for you," validates the friend's experience, and provides them with the emotional support they need to feel understood. By listening with empathy, the listener helps to normalize the other person's feelings, reducing their sense of isolation. In a world where everyone is constantly trying to be heard, it's easy to forget the power of silence and attentive listening. We are surrounded by noise, both literal and figurative. Social media, the news, and the demands of daily life all create an overwhelming amount of information that bombards us constantly. In this environment, truly listening to someone is a rare gift. When we take the time to listen attentively, we not only help the person feel heard, but we also offer them the opportunity to process their emotions in a way that they may not be able to do alone. This simple act can lead to breakthroughs, insights, and healing moments that might not happen if the person were left to navigate their emotions in isolation. Listening deeply also helps us as listeners. It deepens our connections with others and creates stronger relationships built on trust and understanding. People who feel heard are more likely to feel connected to the person who is listening, and this connection fosters an environment where healing can take place. Additionally, when we listen deeply to others, we often learn more about ourselves. We may discover new perspectives, insights, or values that we hadn't previously considered. It can also teach us patience and emotional intelligence, as we become more attuned to the feelings and needs of those around us. In conclusion, the ability to listen deeply and without judgment is one of the most powerful healing tools we have at our disposal. It creates a safe space where people can open up and share their innermost thoughts and emotions, knowing that they will be received with empathy and understanding. In a world that often seems too noisy and fast-paced, learning to listen with presence and compassion is a rare and invaluable skill that can help heal not just others, but ourselves as well. The next time someone opens up to you, remember that sometimes the greatest gift you can give them is simply your attention, your presence, and your ability to listen without judgment. In the world we live in, it's easy to forget the power of a glance. We often believe that words are the primary means through which we communicate and influence others. But there's an invisible, deeply impactful force in human interactions that is often overlooked: the power of a look. A single, compassionate gaze can convey a wealth of emotion and understanding without a single word being spoken. This ability to heal through a look is an extraordinary yet subtle gift that many people possess, even if they don't realize it. A look imbued with warmth, empathy, and sincerity can alter someone's state of mind, providing comfort, reassurance, and a sense of safety in a way that words sometimes cannot. Imagine walking into a room where the air is thick with tension or uncertainty, and then, without a word, someone looks at you. It's not just any look. It's a look filled with understanding, empathy, and care. In that moment, something shifts within you. Your shoulders relax, your heart rate slows, and a wave of relief washes over you. You feel seen, not just for the superficial aspects of who you are, but for the deeper emotional state you're in at that moment. That one look, though silent, speaks volumes and can have a profound impact on how you feel and how you perceive the world around you. This phenomenon is something that can often be felt in the presence of people who exude a calm and compassionate energy. It's like when you're speaking with someone who seems completely present with you, not distracted by their phone or their own thoughts, but fully focused on you. Their gaze is soft yet attentive, and in it, you can feel that they genuinely care about what you're saying and how you feel. In a way, their gaze becomes an unspoken form of validation, letting you know that your thoughts and feelings matter. There's a certain healing power in that silent acknowledgement. I recall a personal experience from my time in school with one of my favorite teachers, someone whose mere presence had a soothing effect on everyone around them. It wasn't just what they said or how they taught, it was the way they looked at you. This warm, knowing gaze that seemed to say, "I see you. I understand you. You're not alone." I vividly remember days when I would walk into class feeling overwhelmed, unsure of my abilities, or struggling with the pressures of schoolwork. In those moments, the teacher would glance over at me, and I would instantly feel a sense of calm wash over me. There was something about their eyes, filled with encouragement and understanding, that made me believe I could push through whatever challenges I was facing. It was as though that one glance reassured me that I was capable and that everything would be okay. It didn't require any words. The look itself was enough to heal my anxieties in that moment. The power of this kind of nonverbal communication is often understated, but it's one of the most profound ways that we connect with others on a deep emotional level. A look can convey empathy, compassion, and understanding in a way that words sometimes fail to do. This is especially important in situations where words might feel inadequate or where the person you're interacting with may not be ready to speak. For instance, think of someone who is grieving. In such a delicate moment, saying the wrong thing can sometimes make the situation worse. But offering a soft, compassionate look can communicate everything that words might not be able to express. It says, "I'm here with you. You're not alone in this." That silent reassurance can provide a great deal of comfort and healing. It's interesting how this kind of communication can often transcend language and cultural barriers. A simple, empathetic look can bridge gaps that words or actions sometimes cannot. In many cultures, eye contact holds significant meaning. In some places, direct eye contact is seen as a sign of respect, while in others, it may be a way to signal trust or intimacy. Regardless of the specific cultural context, though, the effect of a kind and understanding gaze is universally felt. A look that conveys warmth and care can make someone feel understood, accepted, and safe, emotions that are crucial for emotional healing. When we think about healing, we often imagine medical interventions, therapy sessions, or self-help techniques. However, sometimes the most profound healing comes in the form of these subtle, almost invisible actions, like a glance that offers comfort. These nonverbal acts of kindness are often what people remember most. Think about a time when someone looked at you with kindness or understanding in a moment when you were feeling vulnerable. You may not remember the exact words they said, but you'll likely remember the way they made you feel. That's the power of a look. This is also evident in relationships, whether romantic or platonic. Partners, friends, and family members often communicate volumes through their gaze. A look between two people who are deeply connected can convey an entire conversation without uttering a single word. It's a shared understanding that doesn't need to be verbalized because the emotional connection is so strong. For instance, a mother can look at her child with such a gaze that the child instantly knows they are loved and safe. The bond formed through that simple, tender look is powerful and healing, reinforcing the deep emotional connection between them. In moments of stress or discomfort, a loving gaze can also serve as a grounding force. When we're overwhelmed, sometimes the best thing someone can do for us is to simply look at us in a way that reassures us we're not alone in our struggles. This kind of eye contact can help ground us in the present moment, reminding us that we're supported and that we don't have to carry our burdens alone. The importance of this cannot be overstated, especially in high-stress situations or when we're dealing with difficult emotions. Whether it's a partner offering a comforting glance during a tough time, or a friend silently communicating their support through their eyes, these small gestures can have a huge impact on our mental and emotional well-being. One of the most remarkable aspects of the healing power of a look is that it is entirely nonverbal. In a world that often emphasizes verbal communication, it's easy to overlook the immense power of nonverbal cues. Yet, these cues often communicate more effectively than words. In fact, research has shown that a large portion of human communication is nonverbal. The way we carry ourselves, our facial expressions, and our gaze can convey our emotions and intentions in ways that words simply cannot. A look filled with empathy or understanding can say more than an entire conversation, especially when words fall short. In many ways, a look represents a deeper level of connection, a connection that bypasses the need for words and reaches straight to the heart. This is the kind of connection that creates healing. When we share a moment of silent understanding through a glance, We create a space where someone can feel safe to be vulnerable, to express themselves freely, and to experience emotional release. The energy that passes between two people through a simple look can be incredibly powerful and transformative. In conclusion, the ability to heal through a look is a subtle yet powerful force that plays a significant role in our emotional connections with others. It's a form of communication that transcends words, conveying empathy, understanding, and compassion in a way that can have a profound impact on someone's emotional state. Whether it's a teacher's reassuring gaze, a friend's comforting look, or a partner's loving glance, the healing power of a look should never be underestimated. In a world that often values speed and efficiency, we must remember that sometimes the most meaningful interactions happen in silence, through a single, meaningful look that speaks volumes. There are few things in life as powerful as the unspoken connections we share with others. These invisible bonds, which often go unnoticed, can have a profound impact on both our well-being and the well-being of those around us. The ability to connect with others without uttering a single word is one of the most remarkable aspects of human interaction. And it's often a key component of the healing energy that many people unknowingly exude. You may have experienced it yourself, being in a room with someone and feeling a sudden sense of calm and comfort, not because of anything they said, but simply because they were there. This is the power of unspoken connection, and it's something that can heal, nurture, and transform relationships. One of the most fascinating aspects of human relationships is that so much of what we communicate happens without words. In fact, a large portion of human communication is nonverbal. The way we carry ourselves, the energy we give off, and even our physical presence can create an invisible connection with others. This connection is often felt more deeply than any conversation could convey. It's a form of communication that doesn't require explanations or even acknowledgement. It simply exists. Sometimes, the mere act of being present in a space with someone can create a profound sense of connection, even if you don't exchange a single word. Consider the moments when you felt comforted simply by someone's presence. It may have been during a difficult time in your life when words seemed insufficient, yet the presence of a friend, family member, or even a stranger offered a quiet kind of support. You didn't need them to say anything. Just their being there was enough to make you feel seen, understood, and less alone. This is the essence of an invisible connection. The ability to share space with someone in such a way that it calms your nerves, uplifts your spirits, or provides comfort without anything explicitly being communicated. It's a subtle, yet powerful form of healing that doesn't require a specific action, just an energy that is felt and understood on a deeper level. In many ways, this silent connection is more profound than any conversation could be. Words can sometimes create barriers or misunderstandings, but an unspoken bond transcends language and cultural differences. It speaks directly to the heart, bypassing the need for intellectual comprehension. This is why people who are truly attuned to one another can communicate effortlessly, even without speaking. They share a kind of understanding that goes beyond words, an understanding that is felt in the space between them. It's the feeling of being seen in a way that doesn't require verbal acknowledgement. You know in your bones that the other person gets you, even if they don't express it out loud. It's the kind of connection that can heal old wounds and provide reassurance when words fall short. I remember a time when I was going through a particularly challenging period in my life. I felt overwhelmed and unsure about how to move forward. I was talking to a close friend, but I wasn't quite sure how to articulate my feelings. As I struggled to find the right words, my friend simply sat next to me and put a hand on my shoulder. In that moment, I didn't need her to say anything. Her touch, her presence, and the silent understanding we shared communicated everything I needed to hear. I felt an overwhelming sense of relief and comfort, knowing that she was there for me, without needing to explain myself. The connection between us was so strong and so immediate that it didn't require words to make me feel supported. That is the power of an invisible connection, a bond that doesn't rely on language to create understanding. This type of connection is often felt in our closest relationships. When we truly understand and connect with someone, we can communicate with them on a level that doesn't need words. Think of the times you've shared a look with a friend or partner and immediately knew what they were feeling or thinking. It's a moment of perfect understanding where no explanation is necessary. You simply know. These connections don't have to be verbalized to be real. They're felt in the energy between people. It's like when a parent walks into a room and, without saying anything, their child feels safe and comforted simply by their presence. That unspoken bond is enough to provide security, comfort, and even healing. Even in larger groups, this invisible connection can play a significant role. Think about the last time you were in a crowd, perhaps at a concert or a social gathering, and you locked eyes with someone across the room. Without any words exchanged, you felt a momentary connection, a recognition, a silent understanding. It's like an energy that pulses through the air, a shared sense of being that transcends individual identities. This invisible connection is a powerful reminder that we are all part of something larger than ourselves. Even in a crowd of strangers, there is a potential to connect with others in a meaningful way without speaking a single word. This phenomenon isn't just confined to people we know well. It extends to interactions with people we may have never met before. For example, think of a time when you walked into a room full of strangers and felt immediately welcomed by one person's presence. Their energy, whether it was warmth, calmness, or openness, radiated out and made you feel comfortable. This type of connection isn't based on familiarity. It's about the energy that person brings into the space. The way they occupy the room can make you feel seen and valued, even if they don't know anything about you. It's an invisible bond that is rooted in the energy we emit, and it can have a powerful impact on how we feel and interact with others. The ability to connect with others in this way is often tied to emotional intelligence and empathy. When we are attuned to the emotional states of those around us, we can create a space where others feel comfortable, safe, and understood. Sometimes, simply being present with someone and acknowledging their emotions through our own energy can have a healing effect. It's not about fixing their problems or offering solutions. It's about creating an environment where they can feel heard and supported without the need for words. This silent connection can provide more comfort and relief than any advice or intervention ever could. Think of a time when you were going through a tough moment and someone simply sat with you. They didn't speak, they just sat in silence, offering their presence. In those moments, the connection you share with that person becomes a form of healing in itself. Their willingness to be there for you, without needing to speak, shows you that you are not alone. The energy shared between you creates a sense of belonging and support that is incredibly powerful, and it allows for healing to occur without the need for words or action. In conclusion, the invisible connections we share with others are some of the most profound and powerful forms of healing. These connections transcend language and culture, communicating on a level that words cannot. The simple act of being present, offering our energy and empathy, can have a profound impact on those around us. Whether through a compassionate glance, a touch, or simply sharing space, these silent connections create bonds that nurture, heal, and comfort. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, that we are seen and understood, and that the energy we share with others has the power to transform lives. In a world that often emphasizes verbal communication, we must remember that sometimes the most meaningful connections happen in silence, through the invisible energy we exchange with those around us. Healing energy is something that, at first glance, might seem like a rare and unique gift that only a select few possess. It's often thought of as something mystical, an innate ability that only certain individuals seem to exude. But the truth is, healing energy is not reserved for a special group of people. It's a power that resides within each and every one of us. All we need to do is tap into it, cultivate it, and allow it to flow naturally. The ability to heal, to bring peace and comfort to others, is an energy we can all nurture. And it starts with the simplest acts of kindness, presence, and authenticity. Healing is not about grand gestures or profound actions. It's about being present and connected with others in a deep, compassionate way. The journey to unlocking your own healing energy begins with listening deeply to others. The ability to truly listen, to hear not just the words being spoken, but the emotions and thoughts behind them, is one of the most powerful tools you have. In today's fast-paced, digitally driven world, the art of listening has become increasingly rare. People often feel the need to speak over each other, to give advice, or to fix the problem at hand. But what people need most is not always a solution. Sometimes they need to be heard. When we listen attentively, without judgment or interruption, we create a space for others to feel seen, valued, and understood. It's in these moments of deep listening that healing can begin. When someone feels heard, when they know that their emotions and experiences matter, it can have an immense healing effect. For example, think about a time when you were going through something difficult, whether it was a breakup, the loss of a loved one, or just a moment of personal struggle. You may have reached out to a friend or family member for support. Perhaps you didn't expect them to fix your problems, but simply to listen. And that's exactly what they did. They sat with you, gave you their full attention, and allowed you to express yourself without any rush to offer solutions. In that space, you likely felt a sense of relief, of being heard and understood. That simple act of listening, of being fully present, can be incredibly healing, and it's something we can all do for others. Creating a sense of calm and safety for others is another essential part of healing energy. Just as listening provides comfort, so does the ability to bring a sense of peace to those around you. When we are able to maintain a grounded, steady presence in stressful or difficult situations, it has a calming effect on those nearby. You may have experienced this yourself when you were in a tense or anxious situation, and someone entered the room with a calm, peaceful demeanor. Their energy, which may have been quiet and composed, served as a soothing balm for your own nervous energy. Without saying a word, they brought a sense of ease, and you felt more at peace simply by being in their presence. This is the power of calming energy. It is contagious. When we remain composed and balanced, we create a ripple effect of peace that spreads to others. Take, for example, a situation at work or in school where the environment is charged with tension. Everyone around you is stressed out, deadlines are looming, and nerves are running high. But then there's one person who remains calm, collected, and unshaken. They don't contribute to the chaos. Instead, they exude an energy that brings everyone else back to center. You might not even realize it first, but this person's ability to stay grounded has a significant impact on the atmosphere. Slowly, others begin to relax as well. This is the energy of peace and calm at work, and it is an invaluable tool for healing. It shows that our very presence, our energy, can affect the environment and the people in it. The act of connecting with others authentically is perhaps the most important step in cultivating healing energy. Authenticity is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships and connections. When we show up as our true selves, without pretense or facades, we create an environment where others can do the same. This openness and vulnerability allow for deeper connections, which in turn creates spaces of healing and comfort. When we connect with others on a heart-to-heart level, it fosters trust, mutual understanding, and a sense of belonging. Think about the people in your life with whom you feel the most connected. Chances are, these are the people who make you feel comfortable being yourself, without fear of judgment or rejection. These people know you, not just the surface-level version, but the real you, with all of your imperfections, struggles, and dreams. And when you are around them, you feel safe to express yourself fully. There's a sense of ease that comes from being in their presence, and this ease is part of the healing energy they radiate. It's through these authentic connections that we heal and grow, both individually and collectively. Authenticity is magnetic, and when we show up as our true selves, we invite others to do the same. You don't have to do anything extraordinary to tap into this healing energy. You don't have to be a therapist, a guru, or a spiritual healer to make a difference in someone's life. In fact, often the most healing moments come from the simplest of actions: being present, offering a listening ear, and maintaining a calm and supportive energy. The key is to be open, compassionate, and ready to connect with others on a deep level. When you approach life with this openness, your energy will naturally have a healing effect on the people you encounter. Think of the people you encounter daily, whether it's a colleague, a friend, a family member, or even a stranger on the street. You have the potential to make a difference in their day simply by offering your presence and your energy. You don't need to have all the answers or solutions to their problems. Sometimes, all it takes is a smile, a kind word, or a moment of attention. These small acts of kindness and connection have the power to heal and uplift others, and they can also enrich your own life. Healing energy is not something that can be forced or manufactured. It's a natural and organic flow of compassion, understanding, and presence. And the more we cultivate these qualities in ourselves, the more we begin to radiate this healing energy to others. Whether it's through listening, offering calmness in times of stress, or connecting authentically, we all have the ability to bring healing to those around us. It's not about doing something big or dramatic. It's about being present, being real, and being kind. These simple, everyday actions are the foundation of healing energy, and they have the power to transform lives, both our own and the lives of those we touch. So, if you want to develop your own healing energy, start by being present with others. Listen deeply, create a sense of peace, and connect authentically. You don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to have all the answers. Just be yourself, and let your energy do the rest. The more you open yourself up to the world around you, the more you will discover the profound healing power that resides within you. And remember, every connection you make, no matter how small, has the potential to bring positive change to someone else's life. You have the power to heal simply by being you. As we've explored today, the power of healing energy isn't about doing something extraordinary. It's about being present, authentic, and compassionate in every interaction. By listening deeply, offering calmness in stressful situations, and connecting authentically with others, we can all tap into this incredible healing energy and spread positivity to those around us. Whether it's through small acts of kindness, offering a listening ear, or simply being in the right space at the right time, we have the ability to create profound changes in the lives of others and, in turn, in our own lives. But here's the thing. Healing isn't just a one-time thing. It's a continuous practice, a mindset, a way of living. And I truly believe that as you continue to cultivate these practices in your life, you'll see the transformative power of healing energy unfold in ways you never imagined. It's a journey that starts with you, and it radiates outwards to everyone you meet. Now, if you found today's video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Your support helps me reach more people who could benefit from these healing practices. And if you're feeling extra generous, please consider sending a super thanks. Your contribution helps me keep creating content that matters to you and others in our community. Remember, the energy you bring into this world has the power to change lives. Don't be afraid to show up, be present, and share your healing energy with those around you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and keep spreading your healing energy everywhere you go.